I'm going to do a quick video on utilizing eavesdropping and electronic equipment, but we'll do the eavesdropping part and causing psychological hysteria. Also utilizing, since they got the power to eavesdrop, that they'll enforce, because it is complex and mixed up, because they are connected, the ones that are doing it, to law enforcement. They've been doing this over 20 some years. I've even proven, I've had my own family members that are a part of the situation show me some of the equipment. Even 20 years ago, cameras that were hidden in the walls were what they said they utilized to surveillance a room in a place that they was at. They didn't fully admit, basically it was an implant ideal to destabilize me. Is that what's going on? I can't find the cameras in the walls. But did they do that to me and their associates? It's not just family, mass group of people. Organization against myself, but this could go for anybody. Utilizing eavesdropping equipment, just like law enforcement does, but utilizing it to create psychological hysteria and then entrap that person with, you're acting out wrongfully. Nobody knows what's going on while they're taunting. We do. We're intentionally doing this to you. But at the same time, you'll be systematically subjected to mental health, psychiatric, and community-based sanctions, which I found out here in Columbus, Ohio, and Franklin County, they don't have the right to utilize that without paperwork. But they're enforcing the paperwork exists, you don't know about it, that's your fault, you have to go find out. I was told 100% they would legally have to tell me that paperwork is there that allows these people to do basically like community sanctioning and shit like that. There's things that I don't understand anymore due to the assaults that happen. But the main point of this video is to really quickly get it out there. And let's see all this eavesdropping, tapping. We know what you're doing 24/7. We mimic the things you do in your house at the store. We say things out loud that are private. We say things out loud just such as even web searches, your PIN numbers, anything and everything under the sun. What you gonna do about it? If somebody knew your grandmother's identity, your family's identity, they made it out that they got everything about you. They even know the daily web pages you log into, even without just daily, a random page, intentionally. While you was looking at this, and on top, intellectually challenging you to it. Either how much they mesmerize after looking at the page themselves, after understanding you're looking at it, no matter what the information is. Utilizing it to create a psychological assault, an imbalance to cause hysteria, and then utilize that against the person intentionally. So what? Nobody else, you do not act out. You have to take this. Psychological assault from eavesdropping abilities and equipment. Electronics. Who can find those electronics? FCC all of a sudden says they don't do any investigation unless they have evidence first. FBI here locally says they don't take care of shit unless they have evidence first. You have to provide them something to go on. So who do you contact and call, but at the same time can't react out to it? But at the same time, it's nothing but a loophole ass situation of we're here to help, I go to get the help, and you can't help me. While utilizing systematical assault, part of the hysteria, which was talked here in Franklin County by myself and the psychiatrists and the doctors 8 years ago, of exactly, and they came up with systematical assault. Whoever's doing this is intentionally creating that hysteria. It's no different than punching somebody and getting away with it. It's no different than being in an abusive relationship and ongoing getting beaten and beaten and beaten. Never reporting it to the police because they don't do nothing type of situation, or there's always some loophole and the other person gets away with what they're doing. Them in here trying to create and have ruined life. We have legal things against you. This, you ain't gonna do shit. Playing off gang ringleaders, kingdom shit. And this camera's not working quite well for some reason. But playing Godfather, Russian Godfathers, Italian Godfathers. Even though I'm not saying that's not involved literally and truthfully, There is ties to the Italian mob, just like here in fucking Columbus, Ohio. And they're utilizing, we'll be better people, they'll accept us before they accept you type of situation. Utilizing social warfare games. You started it. You started it. You started it in Colorado Springs. If I moved and I didn't start anything afterwards, say if I did, and I learned my lesson, I moved, they moved with me, who's starting it? Who's keeping it going? Who's fueling the fire? While utilizing law enforcement, the corrupt law enforcement that's been involved. Like a schoolmate's father that was Special Agent DEA. I'll tell my daddy, we'll get into this. We can take your life. We can take your family on. You ain't even supposed to go to school with us. Type of situation. Whatever we can hold and find and hold against you. We don't want you around. I always bring back the point. I moved several times. They followed me. So they can't be a true, we'll get people, we'll get the power of people, understandings of everybody to come after you because that's the way it is. We'll get them to believe what we want them to believe. Main point of the video is putting together for right now, ideal and topic on my mind, eavesdropping, that's including wiretapping, anything and everything, hidden cameras, hidden microphones. But what I've also been told, what other people have seen, it may not be localized eavesdropping. We're talking about, what do you call them? Parabolical dishes, higher tech eavesdropping on top of everything else. Then on top, trying to sabotage and have set me up to where law enforcement, on top of law enforcement, on top of law enforcement, have some legal rights that's giving these guys access. And what they're doing, we sabotaged you to get our people the rights and access to basically toy with. But as soon as you say toy with, we'll straighten ourselves up and make it formal that we're utilizing what we can by law and having fun with it while we're attacking you. And you can't explain that attack because, hey, now you're legally in trouble. There is something there. You reacted out. You knocked a window out. You got pissed off and tore shit up. You did something in the past, and we have now a right to do whatever we want to pursue you. It's even worse than that, but I'm not going to talk about those sabotages in this video. Point of the video is exposing eavesdropping tactics and creating psychological hysteria while you have a corrupt Columbus, Ohio, Franklin County system. And matter of fact, you just don't even have just that. A United States connected somebody of power utilizing whatever they can to create a non-functional, ruined life for an individual. You don't get what you just want, is what they tell me. I understand some of that. If you're trying to understand me, why didn't you put anything and everything in place? There's multitudes of small occasions from the past that every time that erects, trumps, outright does. These guys have supposed this is the best we can do. I've given the relayance of those systems in the system, and they've agreed. When that works, that's the best off. So whoever is, and this is from the doctors and those of a legal authoritative power in front of me that's helping out, whoever's involved messing with him is messing with him, is intentionally targeting. Now you tell me what local fucking cop that's been jumping me, the blue gang bitch shit jumping me. There's been a lot of law enforcement throughout the 20 years. You don't disobey law, and I'm talking even moving. You got one from where it's being targeted from the get-go, and someone relaying shit through law enforcement, we're out to get you. The paranoid schizophrenia shit, and look, you look so fucking stupid. We're also systematically assaulting that way. I know how to work the system to completely obliterate you, which has already happened. I'm done. Carl Newman, Ella Purdue, Janara Torres, Thomas Stuckman. All these guys come from Colorado Springs also and have had ties. I've been in Columbus, Ohio for the last 12 years. They've been here on top, much less already associated here for the last 12 with me at least. Creating nothing but havoc. Oh, we're law enforcement. We can do whatever we want to. We can test, trial, we can aggravate, we can get you to commit crimes, we won't even get in trouble. I'll set you off to the point you're so pissed off you don't know you're getting yourself in trouble. Entrapment. But say all of that stuff didn't exist. We'll do with eavesdropping equipment, wiretapping, and everything else, creating psychological hysteria. That's all the point of this video. Wanted to make that emphasized of what I'm working on, because hey, if they're wiretapping, the system's wiretapping, and hey, we're just trying to deal with you, then why aren't you dealing with the situation? Except for laughing in my face, you don't have any evidence or proof, so we're not going to do nothing about it. How the fuck did you get the evidence and proof? The things that I have only in private videos, not posted to the internet. The things I'm walking around where I didn't change my clothes for 2 days. Ew, you want us to make you feel like you're nasty? You want us to make you feel like you're incompetent, like you ain't showering enough? And see, the situation with that is, and the doctors picked up on that, somebody literally reported that shit. I even had my enemies and families that was making the complaints about me say somebody's lied about that. How can we say he's excessively possibly overutilizing, say, showering or something, in an effect? And then somebody else reports somebody's not jiving with it either which direction. But the ones that were there against me, is the way I'll put it, talking, and at which point was found out they was participating with a lot of different things, so they was told to leave. Don't come back. Don't lie to our face. Don't perjurize. But anyhow, that situation, at least one thing was honest, and they also reported somebody else lied and affidavit while they're trying to sabotage me with tactics like, we'll make it out that you're hygienically, profound, incompetent, you're unhygienically healthy. Ew, you're a dirty person. Hey, you did us that way, we'll do you that way. You called us a bunch of crackheads. You talk about the dope that we use. You make us feel bad, we make you feel bad. Oops. That was in Colorado. You followed me. That's right, we followed you. We're showing you our power. You want to do us that way? What goes around comes around. Huh. I've had plenty of witnesses say I ain't done shit for them to contribute, that I'm trying to play of some gang member, some organized crime, anything else of power. Kicking it back and forth, though. Have I ever enacted? Have I ever dealt with? Well, it wouldn't be real to be dealing with those who are saying they're associated and not saying I've never dealt with Russian mafia, Italian mafia, government. There's just all kinds, whatever they can obliterate. I bet you I can outdo you lifely, is their point. Including family members. But anyways, I have a cold, I've been sick. I just want to get this out, even for my own self. But for those who are supposedly eavesdropping and keeping tabs on me, explain, besides the social hysteria, we got you shot up, we got you fucked up, we've ruined you, and that makes us feel good, and that's all we want. And the power to dominate, no matter how it works, to obliterate you. Ending this video, starting to learn into literacy. It's kind of hard to deal with things to where I've been mind wiped. There's been lots of different nasty mental things that's happened, but there's physical mental things, being poisoned, stuff like that, that has possibly compromised my ability and caused harshness of being able to process and think. And then social ridiculement because I don't meet their power of intelligence. Even if they know factually, like being batted in the head with a baseball bat, even if it isn't long lasting, even the minutes right after. I mean, that's how nasty, dirty, scumbag, crackheadic shit that they're involved, including law enforcement. We're not doing, there's just a group of people disobeying the law. This is as deep as it gets. We fuck you up and obliterate you no matter what you are. But anyways, not being able to think days and weeks after, not completely, not being right. And then they're also in here playing with that. Shit like that. Not just that. Stuff like that. On top of the mass duress, we can tell what you're doing every single day. And utilizing micro voicing, utilizing hysteria outside the house. He's sitting on his toilet. Ha 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 ha. Can't wipe his ass. Your privacy being broken. Exploited, not just broken, not even just locally, also running their mouths at stores anywhere, everywhere, under the sun. And law enforcement sit there and act like they don't see nothing, if not giggling with the situation. You ain't put one and one together? And some of the law enforcement, they don't know how to deal with it, so it is a disgraceful thing, a mentally retarded, comprehended situation that they giggle because they think it's funny. I'm so mentally retarded I can't handle shit, because they ain't handled it themselves to understand it's wrong. That's not mental retardation. It's you too fucking stupid with your job to know how to do your job. I'll relate back to the stalking video on the website. Yep, I'm one of those type of people. I get a little bit of information and I just burn it out. I utilize it, and sometimes I may not always be in the rights. You have law enforcement officers admitting there's written law, and law enforcement doesn't know how to deal with it. When that happens, it's an automatic misconduction. It's a misconduction of the system. It's a misconduction of the officer themselves. They oath to take care of that system. It is individually up to each and every one to uphold that, if they get it or not. If they don't get it, it's misconduction, which leads into and is considered corruption. I'm done. Walnut Street, Gift Street, Columbus, Ohio. January 4th, 2020, 1:33 p.m. Sitting here at my house. All this, that's stupid to say, really. It ain't any more stupider than traveling to New York City, getting out in the community, and them exposing all this shit anyhow. Well, you have to have belief. I have to have the emotional ripping of feeling, the ability of having that gut feeling, and then being told I'm incorrect no matter what I do. So there's no reason to try to keep anything safe. It needs to come out of the safety range and be exposed of the safety that it was supposed to have been. Privacy, safety, human rights concerns, everything else. Why these guys, 1,000,000,000%. Oh no, we have ways it does work. You got a bunch of transgenders is one of the majority. It's an insult, but literally. It ain't just a bunch. Well, there's been 100, there's been, or 15, there's been a group, they had a night out. No, day in, day out, hundreds, if not trying to utilize me as another targeted individual of social class and utilizing homosexuality to assault me with. You better alterate your mind and agree with us, or else. I'm done. Oh, by the way, see you later, Rocky Top. They've been doing this bar shouting shit for a couple of years now. The name of an old bar, Rocky Top. I went to New York City this Christmas. That means it's only been less than a couple of weeks ago. If not, doesn't matter, even a month ago. And guess what? Repetitive. Rocky Top. Could you imagine going to the store and your mom's name being Mary, or your car being an Oldsmobile, or you having an insurance agency and they call out some type of name only you know that you feel private with, which should be private, safe, and nobody be looking into because that's your business, not theirs, and they repeat it out. Quick, fast, slowly, let everybody know it. Nobody's going to help you out. Nobody's doing nothing. Everybody wants you out of here. Legally trying to enforce shit that's illegal. Law gets involved. They don't have a right to do this. And then it turns into sabotage situations that, hey, most people don't understand. And now I'm under the threat and guise that there's some lawful action against me that most people don't understand, but I have to accept it. But no matter what, getting back into Rocky Top. Go to the corner store, go out, be out in public, walking down the sidewalk, Rocky Top. Be in New York City, away from the situation of where it's supposed to originate, and them doing the same thing. Being in a hotel, even though, mind you, being blamed that I didn't get a 5-star hotel. We're here with you. Prove it. What are you going to tell them? You're hearing voices? You overheard me spoke once? They're not going to do nothing about it. But I am in here, and the people that's insinuating out there, we're in here fucking your system up. You ain't shit. We're eavesdropping. We're socially profiling. We're doing whatever the fuck we want to. I'm done. Peace.